All right, here it is. I'm actually recording this before the National is even over. I did not get to spend the entire week there. I got to spend 3 full days in Rosemont, Illinois, just north of Chicago, which, by the way, as you will find out in this video, is anywhere from 13 to 14 hours away, depending on traffic, from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm going to tell you about our story. You guys know I like to blab. This is not going to be super organized. Buckle up. It's going to take a little bit. I'm going to talk about the trip up there. I'm going to talk about what happened, what I saw, the energy that I saw at the National. We're going to talk about the cards that I picked up. We're going to open some of the promo packs on the camera right now. I'm going to try to do it and make it relevant for you guys. Some of the promo packs that were given away at the National. We'll look at some of the values of the cards I picked up. We'll figure out if I overpaid for the 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that I'm going to share with you. Spoiler alert. Yeah, on some of them I did, but they're big cards, they're big pickups, and I'll kind of explain to you how they fit into my collection. So we're going to have a mini mail day built in, and really this is just going to be my general photo dump with 100 million zillion, not 100, but like probably 15 pictures, and then a bunch of pictures of the cards I picked up, why I picked them up, how I picked them up, stories about the negotiation process, and ironically, 5 minutes before I hit record, I added a 5th card vicariously. A friend of mine identified it, and I picked it up at the National. And so I'm even down here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, still buying cards at the National because my Cajun tentacles spread wide. So can't wait to tell you guys about the trip. It was an absolutely eventful trip. It was fantastic. I was there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and Cajun Jr. and I headed back home Friday. Enjoy the video. If you don't like long, rambling stories, you're not going to like this video, so just don't even bother. But you will get to see 4 or 5 Michael Jordan card pickups. A couple of them were big ones, so hopefully you guys enjoy. Thanks. If you've got a bunch of unwanted inventory that you've been sitting on for days, weeks, months, years, ship it to Fanatics Marketplace and let them do all the work. Just make sure when you ship it, you use the promotional code CAJUN, all capital letters, C-A-J-U-N. Hey guys, Bryan with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. And first and foremost, I want you guys to do me a favor. If you watch my channel, if you've watched more than one video, do me a favor right now. Hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to be more intentional. I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm trying to transition into doing more videos, more high quality videos. And when you guys hit that subscribe button and even the like button, which sounds dumb to me, but apparently YouTube loves it. If you don't hit the like button, that means you don't like me at all. So please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you've never done that before. I can't wait to tell you guys what went down at the National. That's what this video is going to be about. But before I start, I just want to tell you guys the energy at that place on the days that I was there. Hell, Tuesday, it wasn't even open. Wednesday, even before it opened in the afternoon, the energy was absolutely electric. I don't know the numbers because the National is still going on. I'm recording this on Saturday at 4:03 p.m. So we're probably right this second as I hit record is probably peak National time. I mean, this is probably the peak of attendance. I can't imagine how electric it was once it's all shaken out. And you guys will probably see on Instagram or somewhere on ESPN or somewhere in the hobby content. It won't be me, but somebody will report what the attendance was, how it compares to last year. I don't need to wait. I'm telling you guys right now, I went to Atlantic City. I went to Chicago the next year. I went to Cleveland last year, and I went to Chicago again this year. And I am telling you right now, it is not even close. It is apples and oranges. The energy was significantly more positive. The number of deals getting done, which I was worried about specifically in the Jordan market, which is what I care about, deals were getting done. The cards I found, yeah, man, I paid aggressively, but these are cards you just don't see every day. So I was in a little bit different boat. A bunch of the other Jordan collectors were getting deals done. And that's with Jordan prices on the hierarchy type inserts and parallels that I collect having run quite a bit over the last year. You guys that watch my channel, you know these prices have run. So I was worried maybe we get up there, maybe everything's priced at 1.5 X, the all-time high or something like that. Not the case, man. I dabbled around. I picked up some little baby cards, some baby raw stuff to have fun with some grading. I'm not going to share those with you today because I don't want to drag the video out. It's already going to be too long, as you guys know. So let's just get to the pictures and get going, and I'll kind of talk you through it. I tried to put these into this in chronological order. So let's just start here. Here's me just posting on Instagram on the way up there. Just so you guys know, we left Baton Rouge, Louisiana on Monday, me and Cajun Jr. And before you guys are like, why are you bringing a baby to the National? Cajun Jr. is 24 years old. He's big, he's strong. My back sucks. My right knee's been fixed or tried to be fixed. It's not. So it's tough for me to carry a bunch of crap around. I had hierarchy posters with me. I tried to tell you guys I had them there. I ended up selling about 35 or 40 of those posters. So I was almost gleeful to be able to hand those posters to people for about 25, 30 bucks each, depending on how many they buy. Because here I've got to sell them 2 for $100 because freaking FedEx charges, depending on where you live. If you live right next door in Mississippi or Texas, it's like 40 bucks. But if you send them FedEx in a tube to like Seattle, California, New Jersey, New York, and you know, a lot of people do, right? And international people, I'm shipping it to, I think, Arizona for ship my cards. You're talking about anywhere from $65 to almost $70 to ship them. So I've had to resort to a new price of 2 for $100. So for me to be able to hand these posters off to friends of mine that I've never got to meet in person, guys that just came up and said, hey, do you have the posters? That's what Cajun Jr. was for. That's my pack mule, man. He's big and strong and young, and he's in his mid-20s. And so he was following me around most of the time. And I got to sell a bunch of posters. I got to put posters in people's hands. We had the tubes. We had rubber bands. And so that was fun as well. So Cajun Jr. was with me. And so you guys know, we left Baton Rouge, Louisiana Monday. You go Baton Rouge, then you go Mississippi. Then you go, believe it or not, you go Tennessee, then Arkansas, then Missouri, then Illinois. And when I thought that Louisiana was the flattest place on earth and the most boring place in the world to drive a vehicle on the interstate, it is not. Missouri is, and Southern Illinois is before you get to Chicago. Between St. Louis, Missouri and Chicago, Illinois, there is probably more corn than I have ever seen in my entire life, and I saw very little else. So not too many big cities that I recall between the picture on your screen, which is the St. Louis Arc. I can't believe how big it was. I mean, I've been there as a kid, and then I got to see it again. It's gigantic, TWSS, and so I've posted on there. Almost there, which sort of we were almost there, but man, those last hours on the way up there really, really drug. What's the next picture? All right, now it's just another picture off the interstate. There's my first pickup, so I'm kind of going in chronological order. I posted about this on YouTube. I did it on Instagram. I was absolutely thrilled to pick this card up, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more, okay? We're going to talk in a little bit of detail. I've got this card picked up before I got to the National. So this is going to be ridiculous, right? You know I've got a big mouth. I got friends all over the world. Justin, 610 Sports Cards on Instagram, was at the National on Monday. Somehow, some way, he ran into a gentleman, and this is all going to tie back in later, and you're not going to believe how it ties in. He ran into a dealer that was there. He noticed that this guy had the 1998 Upper Deck Star Quest Green. This is not a hierarchy card, but it should have been, probably. It probably should have been. It's a Pop 24 in PSA 10. He noticed that this card was for sale for $3,000. And so he texted me. He said, hey, Cajun, don't you need this card? He knew I had the blue. He knew I had the red. He knew I needed the green. Of course, I still need the gold. More about that in the future. Well, I'll just tell you, there was 2 StarQuest Golds there, and I'm going to ramble, so just deal with it. There were 2 StarQuest Gold BGS 9s at the show. Both of the ones that I saw were listed for, are you sitting down for this? I turned down an offer to buy one for $50,000 about 18 to 24 months ago. The 2 StarQuest Golds that were at the show, BGS 9 copies. Remember, these are serial number to 50. I think they're serial number to 50, aren't they? I think they're serial number to 50. It might be, actually, it might be 100. $125,000, both of them. And so obviously I didn't have 125 grand cash on me. I didn't come to the National with as much cash on hand. I probably should have let you guys know this. If you're waiting for me to start flashing tier 1 monsters, you're not going to see it today. You're going to see some cool stuff like this StarQuest Green 10. I picked this up actually for $2,950. Justin bought it. I already owed him money for some other cards that I bought that he was going to give me at the National, and I was going to give give them cash. So we just added $2,950 cash to the tab. And when I got to the National and I saw Justin on Tuesday, we got our deal done. He gave me the cards, I gave him the cash, and we're good to go. So the StarQuest Green, like I said, not a hierarchy card, but there's a blue, a red, a green. It's actually, I guess there's a blue, a green, a red, which is the next toughest pack odds, and then there's the gold, which is just crazy tier 1. You guys know all about that card. So $29.50, was it too much? I don't know. Let's look it up. Where'd it go? There it is right there. So that's what the card looks like. That's probably a better image of the card right there. I've actually got the card right here, and so I can kind of show you guys chronologically. Let me try to flip back and forth. So here's what the card looks like. I've actually got a card in hand. Yeah, you guys know me. I'm a vaulter, but there's what the card looks like. This is probably a better image of the card on your screen right here. So let's get you back over there. But that's your StarQuest Green. Just kind of figure out, did Cajun overpay for that card? Again, I bought this card somewhere in the car. I think it was actually Tuesday morning after we spent the night in Blytheville, Arkansas. By the way, we stayed at a random Hampton Inn in Blytheville, Arkansas. So we went about 6.5 hours Monday. We wanted to do the second 6.5 hours on Tuesday, get there in plenty of time, get settled, get a workout in, eat some food, have dinner. We didn't think there'd be anybody there, right? The show didn't even start till Wednesday at 4. So we cut the trip in half, stayed at Blytheville, Arkansas for 6 hours Monday night, and the Hampton Inn was delightful. The people there were super nice. The morning breakfast was free and fantastic, and we got right back on the road. I think right after we left Tuesday morning is when Justin hit me with a text with this card and this opportunity. I didn't haggle. I said, Justin, get the card. And so I got it for $29.50. Card Ladder ironically has it valued at about $29.63. Kudos to Card Ladder. They freaking nailed it. I got the deal done for $29.50. Like I said, vicariously through Justin. You're talking about a card that's a pop 24. There's been 510 graded. The red is the very rare higher pack odds card. The blue and the green are a little bit easier to find. But these are all foil, guys. These are all foil. Look at the gem rate, 6.45%. You guys know me. Here's why I'm so excited. I've got the blue PSA 10. I've got another blue PSA 10. I've got a red PSA 10, and this is the one that I picked up in a recent collection, and that's part of the reason that I went to the National not quite as strapped with cash as I normally am, or not as much PayPal, ready to hit the trigger on PayPal, because I picked up two humongous collections. You guys know about the Thunder Down Under collection because I've been wearing your ass out about it, trying to sell these cards on Fanatics and the weekly auctions and the buy now. But what you don't know about is I picked up another collection from a collector in North America that was really freaking impressive. And I'm going to talk a lot more about that in probably the next 10 to 14 days as well. And all of those cards are also going up on Fanatics Buy It Now and Fanatics Weekly Auctions. And then, by the way, I have a third blue PSA 10 StarQuest. And so those are for sale. Like, this is a great example. These are cards. These blue PSA 10s are extra copies that I picked up in these two collections. They're both for sale on Fanatics Buy It Now. So if you're interested, go get them, right? That's pretty much how it works. All right, so let's go back to my crazy picture. So StarQuest Green was my first pickup of the National, $29.50. What the hell are you doing, Cajun? What are we even looking at here? Well, these, ironically, I got messaged by a gentleman from Hawaii. Hey, I like your show. Are you going to be at the National? I'd like to meet you in person. The very first person that I saw when I walked in, and I'm going to go back in a second because we almost died on the way up there. I know I buried the lead. The very first person I saw, before I even checked in at the hotel lobby, a guy grabbed me, and my son was like, this is weird. I keep trying to tell him, man, I got a big mouth. I know a lot of people. I was like, there's going to be a lot of people that I know through YouTube and through Instagram and through getting deals done and through content and through, being guests on other shows. There's going to be a lot of people walking up saying, hey, my name is blah, blah, blah. Just wanted to introduce myself, da, da, da. And my son was like, all right, sure. I'm not exaggerating. 10 seconds. We walked from the car into the lobby. I've got all my bags on. I got a Zion case in a backpack. He's got a Zion case in a backpack. We got all of our bags. We got all kinds of crap. I got a pillow with me because old people like their personal pillow. A dude from Hawaii walks up and says, Cajun, I'm the guy that messaged you yesterday. I'm from Hawaii. I can't believe I ran into you. I've got a gift for you. He gives me these two things from Hawaii. These are Hawaiian macadamia nuts, apparently. So Kona Crunch and macadamia nuts right there. So that was pretty cool, and it was right on cue, right? All right, so going back, the second day on Tuesday, before we got to Chicago, we did have one somewhat untimely event, but Cajun Jr. is like the Dale Earnhardt of interstate driving. Some guy was in the far left lane. We're going about 82 down the interstate. I usually set my cruise about 82. Let me know in the comments. Is that old man slow? But I don't like to go any faster than that. I don't want to take any chance to get a ticket because that's money I can spend on Jordan cards, right? Guy's all the way in the left lane. Doesn't look, jerks the car from the left lane across the next lane, into the next lane to get off at the exit. Well, we were in the far right lane. We weren't getting off at the exit, but the dude didn't look at all. His car is about to hit our incredibly nice Chevy Traverse. I took my wife's SUV up there because it was bigger and we had more room to spread out. Ran our Chevy Traverse off the road. Thank God it was because the guy was trying to get off at an exit. Well, Cajun, instead of doing anything else or hitting the horn or whatever, just swerved off to the right, barely missed the barricade, and then stayed on the exit. And we exited, went to the light, and then got back on the interstate. I am fuming. I'm ready to find this guy and choke him to death because he didn't even look and went across 3 lanes of traffic and almost killed us. But we got there. Anyway, small interstate story. Here's our key from the hotel. We stayed at the Hyatt Regency. It's right across the street. Unbelievable. The Hyatt Regency Hotel, I never heard one complaint about it. It checked every single box. It was nice. It was affordable. The proximity cannot be beat. It is attached with a skywalk to the National, which I'll show you a picture of in just a second. These are the keys they gave us. How nice is that? Whatnot sponsored the hotel keys at the National. Your key to the hobby. That's pretty clever. And there it is right there. You can get $15 off your first purchase on Whatnot. No, they're not an affiliate partner of mine, although they have asked me on more than one occasion to be an affiliate partner. I just still don't understand it, and I'm just too old to keep up with it. And so it's not really in my wheelhouse or in the way that I do things, but I know a lot of people are really big on Whatnot, whether it's for breaking or selling singles or buying singles or whatever the hell they do on Whatnot. But new users get $15 off your first purchase with that QR code. So I don't know if y'all can steal that off the screen or whatever, but if you want 15 bucks off and you want to know what Whatnot is, go for it. Anyway, that's what the Hyatt Regency looks like. This is sort of, I just wanted to give you guys a good feel. So this is, the Hyatt has 2 lobbies. It has a main lobby on the first floor. What you're looking at is a mezzanine level, a second level lobby, where the hotel check-in is. On the first floor, they have like a bunch of convention center rooms and stuff like that. And then they also have a coffee shop. Well, on the second floor, if you look straight ahead, over here where my cursor is, that's a hotel bar and a restaurant. Over here, you got chairs and booths and chairs and booths, and that's a big lobby. I'm gonna say it's, I don't know, 50 yards by 50 yards. Let's just guess, right? I'm just guessing right here. This is what the lobby looks like kind of on a normal day. That's upon our arrival on Monday. I just wanted to take a picture because I knew I was going to come back and talk about it. Wait until I show you what the picture looks like Tuesday night. Tuesday night, yes, the National doesn't start until the showroom is not open until 4 p.m. And that's with a VIP pass at 4 p.m. on Wednesday. And so I just want to show you what the lobby looks like because the trade nights were going hot and heavy in the Hyatt Regency Hotel, first and second floor, every single night, every second that the show was closed, the trade night was there. And I don't just mean like 50 people. I don't mean people sitting in these chairs. I mean, you couldn't walk on the floor. We're talking about 500 people on this second floor lobby right here, all trading shortstops and quarterbacks, of course. No real Jordan stuff there. Here's the posters. I just wanted to take a picture. I posted it on Instagram. I wanted people in person to know what they were buying, and so I was trying to sell a bunch of those. The first night I completely struck out. I went down there. It was a bunch of young bloods. They didn't know shit about Jordan cards. They're like, what's that? What's an insert? Legitimately, what is an insert is what one of these shortstop prospect collectors asked me, and I was like, when you're ready, when you grow hair on your nuts, you'll know. So here I am sitting down by myself. Just kind of people would come up every once in a while and chat, but I'm just sitting here. I got the poster laid out. I'm like, people are going to buy a bunch of these posters. They're cheap now, man. It's 20 bucks a pop. Zero. Goose egg. Did not sell one single poster on Tuesday night, the night before the National, but you can see the lobby starting to fill up a little bit. Even over to my right and even over here, you're going to see some people that were doing some trade nights right there, and then over here to the right, but this is nothing to what it would look like after that. And so here it is, me walking to the show for the first time. I actually got in on a media pass I guess I am a very flattered, humbled member of the media now, although I don't really know if I like that moniker, but that's what the walkway looks like. You don't ever have to leave your building. You don't have to go outside even. If you want to go from the Hyatt Regency to the show, you just walk through this maze of second floor walkways, skyways, whatever you call it. You go across the street, over the top of the street, and you go over there. And so that's that walk. And the walk is probably a good 300 yards. I don't know, maybe a little bit more even, probably 3 or 4 football fields. So it's no joke. It's like if you over there and you forgot something, well, it's a bitch to get back to it. Here's what the lobby, and damn it, I think I forgot to take another after lobby. This is a before picture. So this is what the lobby looks like on Wednesday early morning. Remember, it's not open to the public until, I think, early entry VIP can get in at 4, and I have VIP passes. In fact, here's a VIP pass hanging back here. I'll show you what it looks like. But I had a media pass at this time, so I could get in the morning, and that's when I went in and started to do some damage and nibbled and bought some raw stuff and screwed around a little bit. But that's what the lobby looks like, but you would never, ever see the lobby like that again. Never again, except at, I guess, at midnight. I don't know. Just a couple of tables. This guy had a bunch of milk cap cards and a bunch of stuff in here. I don't know. I'm not even sure why I took a picture of that. Just some of the the corporate stuff was amazing there. I probably could have taken a picture of all that crap, but you're going to get that from all the, high quality, high resolution pimps, that do what I do, the content creators that spend, $15,000 on equipment and have camera crews and crap like that. So I just took this one because it was Jordan. I thought that was cool. And so that's what the VIP pass looks like, kind of a downtown theme. I thought that was pretty clever, right? I don't care because it doesn't matter to me. I don't collect that stuff. But it's kind of a downtown themed, right? Ironically, the media passes that were given out actually had a card embedded in them. Unfortunately, it was a Base Prism Monopoly WNBA card on the media pass that I had, but that's what the VIP passes look like, which gave me access at 4 o'clock on Wednesday. This obviously is a card that a lot of people are talking about right now. Just thought I'd share it with y'all. I'm sure if you're on Instagram, you've seen this already, but this is already, with buyer's premium, over $3.5 million. This will be the highest selling Michael Jordan card of all time. And again, it's kind of cheating, right? Because it's got Kobe Bryant on it. But it's the dual logo, man. Upper Deck exquisite dual logo, dual auto, 1 of 1. And it is a X-Mint PSA 6. But this card was talked about a lot, and I think it's on Heritage. Yeah, so this one's closing on Heritage. It's at $3.5 million with, I think there's 19 days left. So let that sink in. Some people say a $9 million offer was turned down on that card. If that is not evidence of high-end hobby mania, and that's a lot, man. $9 million. I could do a lot with $9 million in the Jordan market. I don't know if I want to put it all into one card. These are some of the magazines that were in the VIP package. I don't know what that is. Vintage Collector was in there. Here's the 3 packs. And we're going to open these right now. We're going to open them right now. So we got a Cheryl Miller. Where's the Shedeur Sanders? There's Shedeur Sanders. Let's open some packs. Well, first I think I got a card that looks like a volleyball player or something like that. So this says prominent. I can't see without my glasses. So I'm gonna put my glasses on so you can see what we're doing here. Let me go back here. Okay, so here we go. So the first one is this seal pack right here. I don't know if this, y'all might want to fast forward through this crap, or maybe I'm going to pull something crazy, but I doubt it. But these were in the VIP packages. So it says prominent cuts. This is like those national giveaway cards, right? And so I've got a Carrie Walsh Jennings. She's a volleyball player right there. We got a Tiger Woods national card right there. There's only super low pop, I'm sure. We got a lady hockey player, female hockey player, somebody. You're not going to believe this, but we got MJ right here. I'm going to grade this card. I'm going to grade it just because it's a card that was given to me, and it's in perfect condition. Obviously, I haven't touched it, so I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to grade it. If y'all want to see it again, where is it? There you go. MJ. Here's what the back of it looks like. Why can't I figure this out? Just a national promo card. You guys see those from time to time. And then how about the great one, right? The Jordan of hockey. Or maybe Jordan's the Gretzky of basketball. I don't know. So that's one pack right there. Pretty cool. Just a little promo giveaway pack. All right, where's this next pack? Let's get this out of the way. This is just a giveaway card. A little fake Willie Mays card right here to confuse people. Right there. I'll give that to my kid. Tell him it's real. I'm just kidding. I would never do that. Panini VIP. Okay, so a 10-card Panini VIP pack with Shedeur Sanders, the can't miss prospect. Wink, wink. For the Cleveland Browns, I guess. I don't even know. I don't even pay attention to that stuff. Shedeur Sanders. I'll tell you if I get anybody that matters. Travis Hunter. So that's great. 2 Colorado Buffaloes on there. I think this Travis Hunter guy is actually supposed to be pretty good. There he is back there. Some guy named Ashton Genty. More football. Ted Aroa McMillan. God, why are these all in different? Some guy named Hampton Loveland. These are terrible. I'm just going to cruise through these. All football players. I don't know anything about football, and you guys don't care. And then for some reason, the last card is this girl, which is the other Caitlin Clark, right? The other Caucasian point guard in the WNBA that's got some swag. Paige Beckers. So I don't know. If you want the Paige Beckers card, number 1, get your brain checked. And number 2, it's yours. You can have it. Last one. I don't know who this is sponsored by. This is the Cheryl Miller pack right here. That's Cheryl Miller. Probably the best basketball player that ever lived. Female basketball player that ever lived. We got our little Raleigh Fingers. If you're old, you remember Raleigh Fingers and that handlebar mustache. These are unlicensed, obviously. You got Trevor Hoffman, one of the best relievers of all time. I remember he had a crazy whip. He was a great fantasy player. I don't know what that means. And then Earl Campbell, Texas legend, Houston Oiler, Earl Campbell right there. So there's all the promo stuff that was given away. I'll grade the Jordan. It'll be worth very little because there's a bazillion of them. All right, keeping on with my story. Let's keep going. Let me get you guys back here on screen share. Here we go. All right, did I tell you I was going to ramble? You guys know how I work, man. I told you this is not going to be, rocket science here. Okay, just the Cheryl Miller pack. Here's the list of some of the autographs that were free that came with the VIP package. They notice anything weird? How about this up here? Keith Van Horn, and they misspelled his name. Shame on them because he was a hell of a player, and I would like an autograph of Keith Van Horn. I don't recognize many of these other people. Doc Gooden would be nice, a free autograph. I'm just not an autograph chaser guy. But then you got all these wild card autographs. I don't know anything about it. I never would even consider going to the autograph pavilion. I know that's a big, sorry, I'm getting my camera right. It's a big deal for a lot of collectors. It's just not how I do it. Ironically, this walked up to me with a gentleman that watches the channel. I have since found out that it is fake. So if you're watching, I'm really sorry. You brought it up to me. I was like, I'll buy it. I don't care. We'll figure it out. And he said he'd get back to me, but I'm going to get back to you first. I wish it was real. Super nice guy. Met him, his wife, took some pictures. I don't want to say his name on here, or where he's from, which is easier to remember, but, absolutely fantastic, pleasant people. Guy probably in his early 50s like me, maybe late 40s, and his wife drove in from another state just a little bit west of Illinois, and he drops this on me. And I'm happened to be at the Card Ladder booth sitting down with Chris McGill, and I said, Chris, you need to come over here. And we looked at it, and I didn't want to break the bad news then. I always suspect this is a Tier 1 Jordan card. It's called the 1998 Hoops Starting 5. Beckett has slabbed fake copies of this before. This is another fake version of that card, and you can tell by the stamping right here. I can't tell. I always assume it's fake because there's only 5 of them in the world, and there's some conjecture as to whether anybody owns a legitimate copy. There is a gentleman who does think he does own a legitimate copy. Some people say he doesn't. So I'm not going to get into all that crap. But this is probably the most controversial card in Tier 1 of the Cajun Cardboard hierarchy. It is the lowest serial numbered Michael Jordan hierarchy card, and it is the lowest serial numbered Michael Jordan playing years card that's not a 1-of-1. So after all the 1-of-1s, this is the next lowest serial number card. It is a huge card. If this card was real, how much do you guys think this card would be worth? Let me know in the comments. I am positive it's 6 figures. I don't know how many 6 figures, but that's the back of the card. But the stamp on the front is where you can tell, and there's a much bigger so you can see the stamp right there, right? I took a picture of this card because I thought this was wild. As far as I know, this is the only Michael Jordan pack pulled card that features a jersey piece of a game used jersey piece of Carolina, the Bulls, and the Wizards. I don't know if that's correct. That's what the owner of this card told me. He's got a $400,000 price tag on there. It's serial number to 10. I don't know. I just thought it was a cool picture. That's what trade night look like? This, guys, this is Tuesday night. This is still before the National started. This might actually be Wednesday night, which is the weakest day of the National, right? It's only open for a few hours, like 4 to 8 maybe Wednesday night, and then Thursday it gets cranking. It builds to a crescendo. So Wednesday, and not so much. Thursday, people still haven't even arrived at the National, right? I'm in full swing because I know I've only got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then Friday, busy. And then Saturday, all hell breaks loose because nobody's at work. People from local can come. Saturday's crazy. I can't imagine what this place looks like today. I'm recording this on Saturday. I'm already back in Louisiana. But I can't imagine what the trade night's going to look like tonight. But that's what just a glimpse of the trade night looks like. Here is, just so you guys know, this is Edwin. He's a doubly, I thought it was Doubletree, but it's doubly amazing sports card collector and a veteran. Thank you for your service, Edwin. Incredible collector from Germany. I'd never met him. I'd seen his IG page and I'm like, holy hell, this guy's got some stuff. I finally got to meet him in person. This is the famous VTV sports cards, Jojo Contino. He's been on the channel before. He's a legend. He's got his hierarchy posters right there because he's a nerd like me. This is Cajun Jr. back here, right there. Super happy to be in the presence of such legends. This gentleman right here is Windy City Breaks. His name's Mark. I haven't even gotten to the most exciting part about my trip and really the pinnacle of my trip. I haven't even talked about it yet. But this is Mark right here. I had never met Mark in person. I've obviously communicated with Mark many times over in the past. We'd even, I think, messaged, and I might even have bought cards or sold cards with Mark through a Facebook 1986 Fleer group many, many years ago. We're talking like 2017, 2018, maybe something like that. And then, of course, that's me right there. It looks like I have white hair and like I look like Joe Biden. So it's just bad lighting. I promise you, it's just bad lighting. It can't possibly be me. But Mark is an otherworldly, I mean, just an absolutely incredibly nice guy. JoJo is obviously on the top of my list of people to hang with. Nobody's cooler than JoJo. And of course, he makes me feel like I'm anorexic because his arms are bigger than my, waist. But Mark, JoJo, Edwin, Cajun Jr., and yours truly sitting at the hotel bar. And let me tell you, the group of us five sitting there, at just being there for about an hour and a half eating food and then just rapping back and forth, we probably had 60 people come up to our table to talk to us. Like amongst the five of us, we had so many people that knew us, that wanted to show us what they picked up that day. And guys, I can't stress you, man, that's the coolest thing about the National is I'm getting introduced to person after person after person. And then it's like, it's clicking and you're like, oh, you're blah, blah, blah on Instagram. Oh, you're blah, blah, blah on YouTube. Oh, I've never met you in person. Oh, now I get it. Give me your cell number. Let me save you in my phone. Let me change my contacts so I know. The one thing that I would change about the hobby, and man, this may be an invention for one of you smart young people, is like, we got to have a database. I don't want to call JoJo VTV. I call him JoJo, right? I'm from the South, man. In the South, everybody calls everybody by their first name. You don't call somebody by their last name. You don't do stuff like that. You call everybody by your first name because we're humans and that's just the way it is. And it's endearing and it lets you know that you care about the person. And so I don't like to call people by their IG name. It's just impersonal. It's cold. It's frigid. It's very Hillary Clinton, not to get political, but it's just cold and just like not good, right? And so we're friendly and we're cordial in the South. So I like to know everybody's names. And so I call people by their names, right? But what I was getting at is some smart young techie person, if we could somehow create a database of collectors to where you could find out what their damn name is, because not all of us put our actual name, and that's fair if you don't want to, in your IG profile. And so there's a million people that I know as MJ Collector.123 or blah, 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 right? I don't know their real name. And so when they come up and introduce themselves to me, of course they know my name because I say it every time I hit record on a video, but I never knew their name. So they'd come up and they'd say, hey, Cajun, nice to finally meet you. And I had to inevitably ask every time, because this is how I do things, what's your name? Where are you from? I'm sorry to ask. I know that sounds impersonal, but that's just how we communicate, right? I took a picture of this because this is some weird ass wooden sculpture. It's like 60 feet high going up like an obelisk, I think is going to be the dictionary word of the day. That's an obelisk, a wooden obelisk in the lobby of the Hyatt Regency. Next year, I want that to be a Jumpman. That needs to be a Jumpman. And by the way, it was just announced today, Chicago this year, Chicago next year, Chicago the next year, 2028. Wah, wah. Detroit. I am not thrilled about that. I wanted it to be in Atlanta. It's just a much easier drive for me. I think Atlanta's like 7 hours from Baton Rouge. It would have been so easy. I might end up flying next year to Chicago. This was my view every single morning. I can't sleep when I'm excited. I can't sleep on trips. I have travel anxiety. I hate it. More about that in the future. If you know me, you know I don't like traveling. Usually I vomit. I can't sleep. It's just impossible. I just suck at it. I'm just not good at it, man. I don't know what else to say. Everybody's got their strengths and weaknesses. My weaknesses, I'm not in my comfort zone unless I'm down here in the South and in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Once I get out there, I'm fine. It's not like I'm socially awkward and I'm, smell bad and like can't talk to people or, huddled up in a fetal position. But like, I'm not quite right, when I travel. And so this was me every morning at 5 a.m., like legit 5 a.m., right? I could have slept till 7 a.m. There's no reason to be awake, but boom, once I wake up, I'm up. And so this was every morning I'm hitting this dude right here and getting a cream cheese and a coffee and getting my day started. Just one of the great cards that I saw on this trip. I'm about to show you some more pictures, some more cards. But, come on, man. 1998. I've got a Games jersey 1998 BGS 9.5, but you know what I don't have? I don't have a Games jersey auto serial number to freaking 23 PSA 9.8 for the auto. That's just filthy. This is just sort of give you a general idea of what the floor is like. The only thing that Cleveland has better than Chicago, and by the way, yes, the air conditioning worked. Yes, nobody smelled bad. I did not hear of any thieves or anything like that. The only scare, if you'll allow me to digress a little bit, in fact, my entire video is probably a digression, but if you'll allow me to digress, that first morning back here when I went down to this coffee shop at 5:30 a.m., probably 5:15, a couple kids, I say kids, they're probably 18 to 20. I got the vibe, maybe college freshmen, something like that. They looked horrible. They were down there at 5:15. If you guys know, if you have college children, they aren't waking up at 5 unless something's wrong. Well, they were down there waiting for the police to show up. The kid's dad had gone missing last night. He never came back from the National. The two boys had come back. I was just overhearing them talking to the cops, and so I kind of listened in. I wanted to see if there's anything I can do. The dad never came back, and so, you fear the worst in a big city. You don't know. I'm not saying Chicago's dangerous, wink, wink, but the dad never came back, and so the cop was like, is your dad known to disappear like this? You think he could have, been messing with hookers and blow? No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that. But, I'm thinking the dad might have just be a bad dude. He might have just gone and took off and slept somewhere else, or maybe he was drunk as shit and passed out. And the kid's like, no, there's no way my dad would not come home to the hotel room. So the kid reported him as a missing person. He called a couple hospitals just in case, could not track his dad down. So these kids went to sleep, woke up at 5, looked around, and the other kid was staying with his friend and his dad in the Hyatt Regency, and they couldn't find him. So the cop ended up tracking the guy down. He had fallen on the walkway on the way back from the National late that night, maybe drinking, maybe not. I don't have any idea. Hit his head and was incapacitated. So they took him to a hospital and kept him overnight for observation. And he was so blitzed or out of it from hitting his head that he couldn't call his son just to let him know he was okay. But the cop tracked him down through some kind of hospital database, and so all was good. And actually saw the dad later in the show, if you can believe it or not. I actually saw the dad. And I was like, that's the dude. Because I remember them telling me he had a boot on his foot, or maybe he had a foot injury or something like that. So it's possibly could have fallen. Sure enough, he tripped and fell, smashed his head on something. That's not far from me. I'm 51 years old. I'm going to be falling and hitting my head. I'm going to need you guys to maybe push me around, or maybe I'm going to get a little rascal and put a little basket on the front of it for the National, in Detroit in 2028. I'll probably fall and hit my head. All right, let's keep going. Pretty good looking Lamine Yamal case right there, if I do say so my damn self. I know you guys don't like soccer, so I'll keep scrolling. This is my guy Mark, Windy City Breaks. This is his Platinum Portrait PSA 10. And he was telling me about these cool slab holders. I can't remember what he called it, but you can get them color-coded. He just thought that was cool. He owns a PSA 10, and just a heads up, he turned down $100,000 for that card, cash offer, at the National that weekend. And he's not the only one. There was another person there that turned down, I think, $110,000. So if you guys recall, that's a card that's done some crazy stuff in the past maybe 2 years. But the crazy stuff has been substantiated because Mark is as honest and truthful as it gets. He turned it down. Now, what he did do is he sold this, which was his other platinum portraits. How about this? PSA 10 Garnett, PSA 10 Ray Allen, PSA 10 Pippen, PSA 10 Marcus Camby, PSA 10 Steph Marbury, PSA 10 Allen Iverson, PSA 10 Penny, and PSA 10 Shaquille O'Neal. I brokered this deal. Mark, Windy City Breaks, posted on his Instagram, I'm looking to sell these cards. All these PSA 10s were single-digit pops, I think. Really, if they weren't, they were close to it. I'm talking like pop 4, pop 8, maybe a pop 10 for the Shaq or something. He was looking to move all of these. He was keeping the Jordan. Did not want to sell the Jordan, but he needed to sell these other 8. I have a friend here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Steve, we'll call him. Monk's Cards. MONKS. CARDZ on Instagram if you want to follow him. He has kind of taken the idea that I gave him about collecting 90s insert sets and taken it to a freaking whole nother level. He jumped on it. And so they got a deal done. I think they got the deal done for maybe $56,000 cash for these 8 cards, right? Steve, knowing he's got 100,000, hurdle coming up because he doesn't have the Jordan. And what is the Kobe? 30, 40,000? I don't even know, right? I have no idea. So Jordan and Kobe are in that set as well, but he couldn't pass up the chance to pick up these 8. And it's a great jumpstart to collecting one of the greatest sets of all time. This is the Metal Universe Platinum Portrait set. I just thought that was a great picture. There's a picture of Steve right there. You can see Lior in the background. I got a chance to meet Lior. He is, I'm an affiliate partner with Alt. You guys know I do their Alt weekly review previews every Friday. I told Lior he needs to pay me probably 20 times as much as they're paying me right now. He agreed, right, Lior? And so I'm probably going to get a 20x raise in my salary. I'm just kidding. I'm making that up. But I did get 30 minutes to talk to Lior back here. He's the owner and I think the founder of Alt and an all-around good guy. He's a nice guy. I mean, I'd never met him and he recognized me and we started talking. And Alt gave me a nice little zip-up sweater. And this is Monk's Cards. This is Steve, my friend here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. One of my best friends, not just in the hobby, but out of the hobby as well. He's pure class. Probably needs to hit chest a little bit harder, work on his arms, his triceps especially, and he can't disagree with me on that. But these are his 8 Platinum Portrait PSA 10s. He was pretty proud of it, and I don't blame him, man, because that's incredible. He is going to put together the highest PSA set registry of the Platinum Portrait set. You can't do it without these 8 cards, and so he's well on his way. He sniffed around the Jordan, and by the way, it's Saturday. I wouldn't put it past him to walk back into Baton Rouge, Louisiana, somehow come back here, bring that Jordan PSA 10 back to Louisiana. The great Brady Hill, one of the greatest collectors in all of the hobby. If you guys want to see, well, I'll just say this. He's my collector friend with the most impressive collection that I know in the entire world. I don't know anyone with a better overall collection. I'm talking memorabilia, autographs, cards. I don't know a human being on earth with a nicer collection than Brady Hill. I'm not saying there isn't one. I don't know him, and I know a lot of people in the hobby. These are 2 one-of-ones. A Kevin Garnett. I'd never seen these cards. Kevin Garnett, 1-of-1. Reggie Miller, 1-of-1. There you go, written on the back. The only 1-of-1 extreme. Never seen these cards. I don't know how many people ever have. Somebody who knows more about these cards from 1999, please, for God's sakes, put it in. These are masterpieces from the 90s. 1-of-1, man. I mean, how awesome is that? So put it in the comments. Educate us. Tell us about him. When I saw him, I was like, I got to take a picture. I mean, it's Brady. He doesn't care. He likes to show his cards off. And then he shows these 2 to me. And, some of us have PMG championship Jordans, right? And so this is, Iverson and Marbury. These are not cheap, right? These are far in excess of 5 figures, right? We know that. But the beautiful thing about these 2, if you'll notice that their jersey number is 3, the back of the cards, both of these were serial number 3 out of 50. So that takes it to a whole nother level. There's math nerds out there all over the world that'll pay like almost double what the damn card's worth just to get the jersey number numerator. So this is the 3 out of 50 Iverson and the 3 out of 50 Marbury. How cool is that? We got a Kobe. This is another card Brady Hill showed me, and so I was like, I got to take a picture of this. The 2014 Kobe. That just sold for the crazy number, like 60,000, and everybody's like, well, this is not going to get paid. Brady won that and paid it. He paid it that night. And so when I showed it the next morning, it had already been paid. The reason he wanted it so bad, he already had the 2013 Kobe Gold Prism. He has 8 of the Kobe Gold Prism serial number to 10s in various grades. And so I don't know who's ahead of him, but that's a big card. This one, when he showed me, is like, it made me want to collect Kobe Bryant cards. That's how badass that is. That's a little look at what the floor looks like, just to kind of give you guys an idea. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that is the lobby. So that's what I was telling you, the first picture I took, the before and after. Here's the after. This is what the lobby looked like on, I think maybe Thursday morning, if I had to guess. That's just to give you an idea. When you walk on the walkway, the skywalk that I was telling you about from the Hyatt Regency Hotel to the show, you got to pass by here, and you're on the second floor, and you can look down. You can't enter here, but you can look in and just see it's like freaking ants everywhere. It's literally like somebody stepped on an anthill. That's how crazy it is. And this was on a Wednesday or Thursday. And here we go. Let's get to the big boy. This is my biggest pickup from the National. This was not on the radar. This was not my intention. Believe it or not, my intention was to spend probably half my money on picking up Jordan cards in the $1,000 to $4,000 range that I did not already have in the hierarchy. But when I ran across this Jordan card, I could not pass it up. It is the 1996 Ultra Platinum Medallion PSA 10, the Ultra Effort subset card. It looks a lot like the base, but if you have it in hand, you'll know it's different. And I can kind of show you here. If I kind of screen you over, I've actually got it in hand. Of course, I am sending this off to the vault so it can be kept in my vault with, and this is how you can tell the difference. Right here, you can see this Ultra symbol down there is bedazzled, as they say. And then right here, Ultra Effort, bedazzled, right? That's what differentiates this card from the base card. Sorry, my camera gets screwed up when I do stuff like that. So that's the card right there, just to jump ship here and just kind of figure out how much I overpaid for the card. I ended up, okay, just to give you an idea. So walked up to the table. Let me see if I put the guys. No, I didn't. Okay. Wait, where was I? Where was I? Here? Here I am. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so this was the table. Super, super nice guy. I think it was Bryan Cornfield. Honestly, I think his name was Bryan, and he spelled it the right way, B-R-Y-A-N. This is his table. I'm giving him a shout out. He and I got a deal done. The card had $20,000 on the sticker. Sorry, I'm not sharing. The card had $20,000 on the sticker. I had exactly $12,000 cash left. That's all I had, right? Just to let you guys know, I'm pretty transparent, straightforward. I had $12,000 cash exactly. And I said, look, I ain't getting to 20. I knew the last sale was about 9.8, something like that, 9.5. I couldn't remember, but I knew it was around there. It's a tier 2 card, but easily could be a tier 1. Like, it can be argued that any of the platinum medallions should replace the legacies. I'm not going to get into that right now. You guys know, the platinum medallions, there's 6 of them. All of those cards, there's an argument they could be tier 1 cards, and they're certainly at or near the top of tier 2 if you were to rank them. But this is the gentleman's card. He was absolutely a pleasure to deal with. We talked through it, and we got a deal done at $12,000 for this card right here. I've got it pulled up somewhere here. There it is right there. That's what the card looks like on the big screen. $9,300 is what the last one was worth. Card Ladder says it's worth $10,720. I bought it for $12,000 cash, and here's why. It's a pop 10. There's only been 29 ever graded by PSA in 30 years. And 50 total graded between PSA and BGS. So I have one of the 10 best copies in the world, maybe one of the 11 best copies in the world, we'll say. So once I had a chance to take it down, I had to take it down. This is my Platinum Medallion family, and it snuggles right in. This is my first PSA 10 Platinum Medallion. I just thought $12,000 made sense based on some of the other Jordan stuff that I saw. I saw some absolutely crazy Jordan PSA 10 stuff happening. Thunder and Lightning, an offer of $45,000 was turned down. An offer of $55,000 was turned down for Thunder and Lightning. I think the Platinum Medallion's a more valuable card than the Thunder and Lightning. So when I could pick it up for 12, even if you don't think it's more valuable, picking it up for 12 when it's a pop 10 and the Thunder and Lightning is selling for 60, something isn't adding up right there. And I love the Thunder and Lightning. I'm not disparaging that card. I need it. I love it. I would pay a lot of money for that card. But $12,000 for PSA 10 Platinum is absolutely crazy, so I had to grab it. Grabbed it, okay? Ultra, let me see. I think the reason it sells for less is because it's not serial numbered, right? But we know how rare it is. We know what the pack odds, and you guys can look it up on the hierarchy poster. It's pretty astonishing what the pack odds are. So here's my, this is just to show you the platinum medallions that I have already, serial number to 99, 8. Here's another one that's not serial numbered, and this is one of the most popular, my PSA 7 right there. Here's one that is also not serial numbered. It is a Pop 9. Only 6 PSA 10s exist. That's the Step It Up number P280, not serial numbered. And then I already had a PSA 9, and so that was, you guys tell me what you think. This makes it easier to pick up the PSA 10 copy when I already have a PSA 9, because yeah, I paid $12 for the cart. Of course I broke the all-time record. It's what I do. Boom, I broke my all-time record. Great, whatever. I'm going to sell the PSA 9 for a few grand as well, right? I mean, I don't even know. What do they say the PSA 9's worth? Let's see. I'm going to plug this in. Let's see. What do y'all think it's worth? $2,900. There you go. So a 4-to-1 ratio. I'm going to sell the PSA 9. I'll probably sell the card for $4,000. I'll just be quite honest with you. I'm not trying to call my shot, but my guess is it's probably easily a $4,000 card. Card Ladder says somehow, inexplicably, it's worth less now than it was September 3rd, 2024. My ass, that is not correct. I am positive that card will sell, and I will probably get messages from this video with people wanting to buy it for $4,000. I'm just calling my shot. There you go. Now you've heard it. But anyway, that's that card. That's who I bought it from. Here's what's crazy. We get to talking, I introduced myself to him. We're talking about the cards. I think he told me he's an attorney as well. Just a really nice guy. Everybody at the table was really nice. The cornfield table. It was Bryan, Ryan, Robert, and Evan, like a family affair. It was freaking awesome. Ironically, his name is Cornfield, and I just drove through like more corn than I've ever seen in my entire freaking life in Arkansas and Missouri and in Southern Illinois. It was like Cornfield City. So Cornfield, and I got to talking. He's like, yeah, he's like, I sold a StarQuest Green PSA 10 real early in the show. And I was like, what did you say? He's like, I sold a StarQuest Green PSA 10 on the first day before the show even started. And I said, I know, you sold it to me. He's like, no, it's a different one. I sold it to Justin, the really tall guy. He's 6'10". I said, I know, he bought it for me. $2,950. He's like, yeah, $2,950. I was like, there's 1,200, 1,400 tables. I don't know how many tables are at this stupid national show. But the fact that I met the guy that I had no idea who Justin bought the StarQuest Green from me. So I told the guy, I was like, dude, this is going to sound crazy. You got almost all my money at the National. The 2 most important cards that I bought, I got from the same table. And one of them, I wasn't even there. And it just so happened I went back and I was just passing through on the last day that I was there, Thursday afternoon, and got this platinum medallion at the same table. So I thought that was just truly ironic and just really, really unlikely. I mean, the odds of that are very unlikely. All right, let's get to the highlight of the show for me. I got an invite from Windy City Breaks, Mark, about 30 days before the National. He said, look, I've got an opportunity. I can bring 2 people to a party on Thursday night. It's a private event. It's technically a Golden sponsored party. And I was like, Golden, I don't know if those guys are going to want me at their party. He's like, no, it's not a problem. He's like, I can invite 2 people. A friend of mine bought Michael Jordan's mansion. And I was like, okay, hold on. Mark and I have talked before. I've never known Mark to be a bullshitter. And I was like, dude, come on, man. No, I've got you, man. He's like, I want you to go and I want JoJo to go. So he invites me, and I knew Mark was legit. I've known Mark. I've seen his page, and I knew him back from the 86 Fleer days. He's the real deal. Like, this dude's the real deal. Like, not just as a collector, but as a businessman, entrepreneur, and just an all-around class act, right? Great reputation in the hobby. And so I'm like, dude, I am in. I was like, can you get Cajun Jr. in? He's like, I got it. I'll take care of it. So I'm in. Cajun Jr.'s in. He calls JoJo 30 days before the National. JoJo won't take his call, right? JoJo doesn't take calls that he doesn't recognize. And he's like, I don't know who this is. It's from Chicago. It's an unlisted number. He's like, I'm not taking this call. So he's like, Mark calls me back. He's like, look, man, JoJo won't take my call. I'm trying to invite him. I want you and him to go. And I was like, let me call him. So I called JoJo. I'm like, hey, man, you got to take this guy's call. He's trying to invite you to a party at freaking Michael Jordan's mansion in Chicago on Thursday night of the National. Take the damn call. Call the guy back right now. Stop what you're doing. Call him back. He's like, oh my God. Okay. So he calls him. They get it. So JoJo's in too. So this was my Thursday night, man. This was our plan all along. That's the front door of Michael Jordan's house. If you guys are looking for more, you're not going to get it. And I'm going to kind of talk through this Thursday night thing. I'm already at the 50-minute mark. This is getting long. This was the kind of the premier piece at the party. This is in Michael Jordan's outside courtyard. Everything was original the way Michael Jordan had it. For those of you that don't know, his house, Michael Jordan put his house up for sale in 2012. It stayed for sale for 13 years. In January, a gentleman named John Cooper bought the house. John Cooper is very good friends with Mark, who is good friends with me, and that's how I got in. This was the card that was featured that's coming in it's going to be in an upcoming golden auction. And so, of course, I'm going to take a picture with that absolute beast. Here's the Jordan branded grill at the party. You could take pictures of certain things, but you could not take pictures of certain parts of the interior of the house. So I could not share everything with you guys that I wanted to, because they actually took our phones when we were allowed to walk through the house. And believe it or not, it's part of an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, a confidentiality agreement that all of us had to sign to go to the party. So we had to sign a waiver and an understanding and an NDA to go to the party. And so I'm like, I don't care. I'm just, as long as I can take some pictures and just so people know I'm not full of shit, right? That's really all I was thinking. So that's what Michael Jordan's pool looks like. And yes, that is his only pool. It doesn't look like a pool, but it is. And that's the only one. Of course, Golden threw that out there. I don't think Mike did that. There's a picture of me with the card. I think it's incredible. God, I need to work out. There's the great Josh Dawson. If you guys watch my channel, you know this is right here. This is the guy who sets the bar for all of us as Jordan collectors. If you've watched the hierarchy, you are intimately familiar with the collection of the great Northeast sports cards. That's Josh Dawson. He's got his Concords on. Those are Bread 11s right there. JoJo's got, believe it or not, fake 11s on. I'm not sure. I didn't make fun of him for that, but I'll do it on this video so he can watch it and laugh. And then I'm not sure who this is over here. I can't tell from the picture, but there's Josh and JoJo, and they came with me to the party, and those are two of my best friends in the hobby. We have so much in common. We had to put these bags on our shoes. We were not allowed to walk in our shoes through Michael Jordan's house. It's almost being treated like a museum. It's almost like the equivalent of Elvis and Graceland. This house was being treated that way, and so we had to put bags on our shoes, which I'm glad nobody got a picture of me wearing a bag on my shoe. I asked the guy if it was a hairnet, and he didn't think that was funny. This is a picture of Michael Jordan's guest house. I was allowed to take pictures of this, and again, I'm not making any money off this. I'm not even going to monetize this video just to make sure I don't do anything wrong, and so I'm just sharing it. But this is a picture of Michael Jordan's guest house. They were using it as a place where the food was being prepped. And this actually haul down to the right over here, as you can see over to the right, leads through a bunch of different hallways and corridors down into a basketball court dungeon that I'm about to show you pictures of right here. There it is. That's Michael Jordan's personal court. That's me and Cajun Jr. taking a picture in the middle. We were both pretty thrilled to be there. It was pretty awesome. This was set up over here, this stage. Dwight Howard came and talked later that evening. We actually did get shots up. I didn't put any videos in here. That's the gym from the outside. Pretty bad picture. We actually got shots up in the gym. I took 2 shots, and I've got witnesses. I took a 3-footer just to make sure I didn't break anything. Of course, buckets right there. I'm not missing a 3-footer. And then, they made me take a 3-pointer, which I haven't shot a basketball in like a year, right? And so I made my only 3-pointer. So I am going on record as the only person that has ever shot 100% and never missed a shot in Michael Jordan's gym. That's my new claim to fame. That's my claim to fame. In Michael Jordan's gym, I went 2 for 2 with a baby jumper, a little Jakob Poeltl floater, right? Maybe a little Jokic floater. And then I shot a 3 and made my only 3. And I was like, that's it. Now, to be fair, it banked around and rimmed around. I didn't bank it, but it front rim, back iron, side rim, round, and the end. But a bucket's a bucket, man. I'm 2 for 2. I did not get to see my great friend in the hobby, Stan, until late Thursday night. And for those of you, I didn't say this, but I was there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We drove back Friday, and we'll talk about that in a second. But late Thursday night, I did catch Stan and the great Frankie 3500, 2 of the world's greatest Michael Jordan collectors, no doubt, and all around absolute good guys. This is a 1992 Elite Foods Israeli Jordan mini sticker in a PSA 1. It never ceases. Ooh, those are my fingernails. I was about to say Stanley's fingernails are disgusting. No, those are mine. I'm holding it while I take the picture. That's duh. Stanley continues to amaze me with stickers / cards from other countries and continents that I've never heard of. There's the four of us, the fearsome foursome. Four great Michael Jordan collectors. I guess I should say three great Jordan collectors and me. I posted this on Instagram. $3.01. Josh Dawson with Northeast Sports Cards, Mark Polano with Windy City Breaks, VTV, Jojo Contino, and then, of course, me right here in the middle. This is a picture of us coming back. The show was over Thursday night. We came back. This is just a picture. We hit traffic in Jackson, so we ended up we hit rush hour and a rainstorm in Jackson, so we ended up taking 14 hours. But before I get back to the trip back was like 14 hours straight. We went straight, dude. We were getting home. My son, JoJo, his name's Jordan. I know that's a surprise. Oh, my God, you name your kid Jordan? Yeah, no kidding. Well, I got enough kids. At some point, I'm going to name one of them Jordan. But my 11-year-old's named Jordan. He had his first soccer practice for a brand new soccer club, and I didn't want him to have to go with his mom and get lost and probably be late. No offense, Cajun, my Cajun queen, but I wanted to make sure I took matters in my own hand and got him there. So I drove back 14 hours, and of course I spent today in New Orleans, and here I am back in Baton Rouge recording for you guys because that's my job. But to go back to the national, things that absolutely gave me great comfort and confidence that the hobby's going in the right direction. Number one, it was incredibly well attended. Number two, I can't tell you how flattering and rewarding it was for so many people to come up to me and say, man, you're the reason I'm collecting Michael Jordan cards. You're the reason I got back in the hobby. If 3 people would have said that, it would have, re-emphasized and, substantiated why I do what I do. And again, I'm getting paid a little bit to do this, but I'm not doing it for the money. If I was doing it only for the money, I would not do it at all. I genuinely want to help. And I genuinely feel good when people come up to me and say, man, your energy's great. Keep doing it. And I don't want you guys to think it's contrived or fake, because that's just how I am when it comes to talking about basketball cards, man. I just get really excited about it, whether it's in person, whether I hit record or not, whether it's meeting somebody at lunch who doesn't collect cards and I try to explain to them what I do. I just have a lot of energy about it because it's something I wish I did for a living. And I'm trying to get there, but not quite there yet, right? But maybe, I'm not exactly, I would say 100 people over the 3 days, 2.5 days, came up to me just to talk to me, introduce themselves to me. I watch your channel and here's what I collect. And, and my questions were like, who do you collect? What are your goals? What are you trying to get accomplished? And I am terrible. You guys, look, I am absolutely terrible. That's it, guys, for the video, for the pictures. I am terrible at the, getting testimonials, getting awesome clippable stuff with other collectors, meeting with, I met with anybody and everybody that is a high-end collector at this show. I don't like to ask people, hey, can I record this conversation? It's just not who I am or what I do. I'm leaving that to other people, man. I'm leaving that to people with film crews and crap like that. I'm not that guy. I don't like to ask dealers, can I record your table? Can I record this transaction, this negotiation? I don't do that, man. It's just not who I am or what I do. It doesn't feel right, and therefore I don't do it. I'm not saying that, first of all, it's some of the greatest, most intriguing content in the world. I love watching it, right? Deals go down. I bought this, haggling back and forth. And there's a bunch of guys out there in the hobby that are great at that, and they do it, and it's high quality. I don't want to ask my son, hey, record this. Hey, do you mind if I record this? Hey, let's negotiate about this card. No, I go there to buy cards. I didn't sell one card. I didn't trade one card. That was not my intention. I wanted to meet people. I wanted to grow my brand. I wanted to shake hands with people that I know, but I never get to see in person. And I just wanted to experience it. I wanted to check on the hobby and check the pulse of the hobby. And let me tell you guys, I am not going to be the only one who does a post-national recap video. And if the only complaint that I heard was the new second floor, which was about 40 maybe tables, 50, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 tables. The aisles were too narrow. And they were. It didn't make any sense because there was tons of space on the perimeter. They could have just made it wider or put more tables, right? They told people no, they could have had more tables. And certainly they could have widened these aisles. The only complaint I heard was the aisles were too narrow on the 40 tables on the second floor. The AC worked. People smelled good. There was an appropriate amount of corporate and then an appropriate amount of people selling freaking cards. I'm trying to think of what else. I would say the number one segment at the show was unquestionably vintage baseball. I don't know how anybody could even argue with that. After that, it was probably ultra modern, shiny stuff of baseball, basketball, football. I was very surprised at how much Michael Jordan stuff I saw. Normally, I'm 1 out of 10 tables. I am telling you guys, and I'd like to hear from the other people watching this video if you were a Jordan collector, I saw a lot more tables with 90s Jordan stuff than I have ever seen in the past. And I know this because it took me longer to get through the show. I did get through the whole show in 3 days. And when I say 3 days, I'm going to say it was a total of about 15 hours. I spent about 15 hours. Now, half the time I'm sitting there talking to somebody and I get sidetracked, right? I got to visit with my folks at Fanatics Collect and see all those great people over there. I got to visit with my new friends, my new affiliate partner at Alt. Got to meet Lior and all the fine people there, and Cassidy and a couple others over there. Those are great. They're my contacts at Alt. I got to see Josh, Chris, and Christina at the Card Ladder booth, the most comfortable booth there, with great couches and great stools with big fat cushions, so fat-ass old people like me who have bad backs can rest and recover and recuperate. It was just a blessing, man, to get to go to see all my friends. There is no doubt this was a 10 out of 10, man. I been to Atlantic City, been to Cleveland, been to Chicago the first time around. This is the best national I've ever been to. Everything about it was fantastic. I loved it, and it was a great 3 days. I don't know what else to say. Let me know in the comments, what was your experience at the national? I did leave out 2 cards. Let me just show you guys. There's 2 more cards that I did pick up. This card, I thought I was getting a deal on. It's a Players Club Platinum. These cards, it's a PSA 8. PSA 8 Players Club Platinum, little baby card, baby grade. PSA 10 would be a 4-figure card for sure. I picked this up for $100. I thought $100 was a great deal, and then I looked on Card Ladder and I was like, man, this card's like a $60 card. I'm going to list this card. This is just a pick up and sell. This is just a buy low, sell high. This card's going to sell, and it's going to sell for a lot more than $100. That's my prediction at some point. And then another card that should have been in the hierarchy that again, you got to pick and choose. The Home Court Advantage Plus. This is a Michael Jordan card from '98 Upper Deck Hard Court, and you can see the price on there, $1,500. I paid $1,400, and you're thinking, why'd you pay $1,400 for a PSA 8 of a card I've never heard of? Well, it's serial numbered to 500. As you guys can see right there, 448 out of 500. And the card is made of wood. That's why it's called Upper Deck Hardcourt. These bitches are impossible to grade. Excuse my language. Impossible to grade. The edges are destroyed every single time. And this one looked really good. Looked better than an 8. And I did not have a copy graded this high. And so I picked that up. Spent a little more money than I was expecting to. But those are the 4 cards, guys. That's it. I'm sorry. There's nothing more sexy than that. I didn't go on a buying spree because, like I said, I'd spent, I'm not going to tell you exactly, but a really big number on the Thunder Down Under collection, and we'll call it the Casey collection that I bought from a great viewer of the channel, Casey D. We'll just call him Casey D because I don't know if he wants his identity out there, but spent a lot of money on those 2 collections in the 60 days leading up to the National. And so I went into the National illiquid, to say the least. But I had fun. You know, it wasn't just about the cards I picked up. I'm really excited about the Platinum and the StarQuest Green. And I just got a chance to meet a bunch of incredible people. I almost completely forgot. And you guys, I met a great soccer collector, Dennis from Germany. Just to kind of put Dennis in perspective, he's one of the biggest soccer card collectors in the world. He is the second biggest Disney card collector in the world. His profession is, get this, he's an air traffic controller, a sports agent, and a professional CrossFit. So if that's not the most diverse skill set you have ever heard of anybody in the hobby, he was from Germany. He reached out to me. He's like, can I get to meet you in person? You know, we have done some soccer deals and we talk about soccer cards all the time. You talk about a fantastic dude. We got to see each other a couple times, and he made some amazing transactions during this National. But anyway, that's it, guys. End of the video. Here we are, a little bit over an hour. I appreciate it. If you've listened to me ramble this long, you got to hit the subscribe button and the like button by now. I wish I was more organized. I wish I had a professional camera crew. I wish I could have recorded every second that I was up there. It's just not my style. It's not my way. I'm not even good. I didn't even get enough YouTube shorts up, and I should have. So I apologize. I'll try to get better. I really might have somebody follow me with a camera next year. Not because I want to record everything, but I do want to pick and choose because there's so many people that I met Like, I want to share with you guys what these people's goals are, what they collect, why they collected, what did they turn down, what did this. I'll say this, Jordan PSA 10 prices on tier 2 cards, and we're strictly talking about tier 2, not tier 1, not tier 3, tier 2 Michael Jordan cards. Some of the deals that got done were absolutely incredible, and some of the cash offers that were turned down are mind-boggling. And it's just going to substantiate my assertion, like I told you guys, at some point, these cards are going to get into the hands of collectors, not investors. And when they get in the hands of collectors, they're not going to be so willing to let that thing go. And so the market is going to dry up on some of these higher grade, lower pop, crazy pack odds, hierarchy Michael Jordan cards, and that's what tier 2 is for the most part. So that was my takeaway from the National, is that the PSA 10 prices that we're seeing on Fanatics and eBay and Golden and Alt, I saw them at the National, and stuff was moving at those prices, and then some of them didn't move because, you know, the collector didn't want to let go of the damn card no matter how strong the offer was. I wish I could remember all the other stories, but I can't. I was only there 3 days, but I feel like I could have done a 5-hour video if I'd have just written in a diary, but that wasn't, it just didn't work out that way. Thank you guys for watching as always. Keep collecting. I got a lot of great stuff coming up on the channel, guys. You guys are not going to believe how cool some of this stuff is. I've got some incredible ideas that I've gotten from some viewers. I've got some incredible ideas that I thought about at the National that I'm putting in here. I've got another whole collection that's about to go into Fanatics Buy It Now and onto the Fanatics weekly auction that I'm about to share with you guys. It's like the Thunder Down Under, but I think it was instead of 557 cards, it was I think 159 Michael Jordan PSA 10 cards, and there was some pretty serious cards in here. So you'll see those cards on a future mail day and on a future few videos. I think I'm going to call it the CD collection because the gentleman I bought it from, his name was Casey. Last name starts with a D. I'm going to call it the CD collection. You guys know I like to abbreviate stuff so it's easier. It rolls off the tongue. You're going to see a lot of videos coming up on the CD collection, so it'll be a lot like the Thunder Down Under collection. And by the way, it's always a great time to remind you, I am selling hierarchy posters. I am buying collections. If you're interested in selling your collection, it doesn't have to be just Michael Jordan. I'd love it to be 90s basketball. I'd love it to be 2000s basketball. I'd love it to be raw. I'd love it to be graded. I don't care. If you're selling a collection and you want somebody who's going to shoot you straight and be honest with you and really kind of lay it down like at the beginning, no bullshit, reach out to me, man. I'm easy to find. Just comment below or look in my YouTube description. You'll find my email. You can always message me on Instagram, Cajun_Cardboard. The worst that could happen is you reach out to me. I make a new friend in the hobby. You don't like my offer and we don't get a deal done. Guess what? That's fine, right? It's your cards. You sell them if you want, don't if you don't. I like to buy in bulk. I like to buy huge collections, because it's nice to buy low, sell high. It's nice for me to cash you guys out with a big lump sum, wire or something like that. It takes all of the pain of selling cards off of you. And then it also makes for incredible content and great grade reveals if it's a raw collection. So that's kind of my deal. That's what I've been doing lately, is making videos for you guys and buying collections and kind of curating those collections and working through them and adding to my PC as I buy these collections. Thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby. And peace.